You.
Yes.
Yay. Welcome to the Sunday prayers. Hope you are doing great. The weekly goods for you. Let's see who's available in the camp to say hello. Is anyone eager to show your beautiful smiley face? Dolly is there. Hey, Dolly.
Hi, Shri.
How is the festival season in India? Active?
Yeah, it's very active.
More sweets, more new movies, especially in India. Yeah, we get more movies coming up.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, great, good to see. Um, Quick check with people. Is anyone here close to the exam? Few days to the exam. I know some of you in chat with me already. Ah, Last week I have few people clear the exam, and one person who took exam said that exam was a bit tough for him. He was scoring around 68% constantly, 68, 66 in the full exams, and for him he felt the exam was a bit tougher. The first 60 question was a tougher. First 60 question was tougher. Second and third was okay for him. So that's one of the feedback I heard, which means I don't think second would have been easy, but maybe he would have got used with the way of asking. Right? That could also be the reason. So I'm constantly hearing this dialogue that the exam is a moderate and sometimes it bit tougher in the sense of scenario questions. Yeah, that's how it is. All right, so who else I have here? I have Bijoy, Suman, Sneha, Gayatri, Priya. Hey, thanks all for being here. How is the preparation going on for the rest of the people? Reading habits? Mm-hmm. Bijoy, Priya, what's happening? How are you reading?
Hey, hi, Shri.
You can also unmute. Okay, nice. What's happening there? How is the reading?
Yeah, it's going good. I'm spending 2 to 3 hours every day.
Very good. Very good. So, what is this 3 hours? Reading, practice questions. What's happening?
I'm just reading as of now. From next month onwards, I'll start questions.
November, you're starting questions.
Yeah.
Okay. May I know which book you're reading now?
Rita.
Rita, 11th edition. Okay, nice to know. Are you able to mark somewhere on your chapter test also? How you are scoring in chapters? Are you practicing chapter questions every year?
Chapter questions initially I practiced, and then I felt like in some places I'm not clear because while practicing chapter questions also I felt like questions are mixed up. So questions are not particularly from that chapter. It's like
Hmm.
next chapter also. So I'm just reading as of now, and once I complete the reading, I'll start. I'll focus only on questions.
Okay, I understand. You think that you need but more broader knowledge to before
Yeah,
answering it.
yeah.
Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. How was it dolly for you, your preparation part?
This week, actually, I was working on my knowledge gaps. Actually, I reviewed my test papers. Based on that, I was working on the areas where uh, I scored less. And
Hmm.
today I'm planning to take 60 questions test.
Okay. So is it your first 60 questions?
Yes.
Okay. So how many any chapters pending for you to read?
Yes, I'm reading. I was working on scope part,
Okay. Okay. Good to
scope
know.
management. Yeah.
Good to know. Is there any chapters you found rereading is needed, which means the area is not much clear for you? Something like that for any chapters?
Yes, integration management.
Okay. Okay. I believe Agile should be strong for you already.
Yes.
Okay, then that's good. Because main exam, the target would be more of Agile and a hybrid model. So the
Okay.
more you're Agile, that's nice. By any chance you're working in Agile environment?
It's not fully, it's kind of hybrid.
Hmm. Okay. Okay, then that's good. All right, so good wishes for your 60 questions.
Yeah, thank you.
Great, great. That's totally. Who else I have? Let me see if anyone else want to share some info. Mohammed, how is your preparation? Mohammed
Hi,
Abdul.
hi, hi.
Hey.
Yeah, I have been reading chapters and attending chapter test. That's what is going right now.
Okay. Which chapters are going on now?
I integration has been completed and I have scored 70,
Very
70,
good.
like 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Then now I'm uh, practicing scope chapter.
Very good. Nice to know. Nice to know. In a scope, is it fine reading more of a plan-driven approach and agile model like backlog, user stories? Are you able to understand those areas?
Yeah, I have a basic knowledge of all departments after the classes. So I'm focusing on one particular part at once. That's why I chose do the chapter test first and be confident. After that, I'll take 40 and 60 questions.
Okay. You want to go step by step on your
Yeah.
preparation.
Mm.
Okay, makes sense. And for everyone information, we also have a question paper which have a 40 questions. So if you feel a 60 is bigger for me, then you can also go for a 40 question exam. That also, yeah, gives you some idea. All right. That's good. Good to know, Mohammed. And when is the main exam planned, Mohammed?
I have been planning for first week of January. Haven't fixed the
Ah,
date yet, but
okay.
need some
Uh,
time.
2025, you want to start with the exam.
Yeah.
Okay, nice to know, nice to know. But still, you have a good time. If it is October, November, you have nearly 90 days with you. It's a solid amount of time to prepare. Okay, good. That's nice. And I have a few more people. Rishikesh, how is it going for you?
Well, I'm planning the exam mid-December, but from preparation, I'm not there yet. I'm
Ah,
struggling with the reading. I started with Rita. At one point, I thought maybe I'm just more comfortable with PMBOK guide, as this Rita
mm,
might just go
mm.
too much in detail. But then then switched back to Rita again because the way Rita explains it in a very basic language, I think that's more useful to understand the terms in long term, not just exam, but an overall understanding of the topic. So yeah,
And
I'm aiming it for mid-December. I have that study plan. Like first three parts, I'm done with the reading, but the rest still remains.
okay, okay. Um, when you say you want to switch from Rita to PMBOK, which PMBOK version you was reading?
The most recent that was I believe it was 7, the one that was shared at the
Okay.
beginning of the course. Yeah.
But 7 should be good when you're reading it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good, but like the study plan that we prepare through ShriLearning and the sequence that we suggest for Rita,
Yeah,
that's much comfortable rather than just going in
yeah,
PMBOK
of course.
Guide 1. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. If you feel discomfort with the Rita theory reading,
Yeah.
you can also
So,
listen to the audio book if you're aware of it.
yeah, I know. Yep.
There is a aware book. But I know what this reading is a big problem, not only for you. It's for everyone who go to the corporate job. Sitting and reading for 1 hour is it's, it's a big task.
Yeah.
Yeah, after so many years of gap, sitting with the book, even you read, but nothing goes inside. You read. Okay. You keep reading, nothing gets inside.
Yeah, that's a struggle, and the only way, I mean, I've just learned it hard way. It's not easy, and the only
Yeah,
way you overcome is like
exactly.
try to spend
Exactly.
more time with it. That's it. Nothing
Exactly.
else.
Yeah, yeah. This
Yeah,
is what.
Shri.
Mhm.
Even if we plan 2 hours for reading, only 1 hour will be productive.
That's true. That's expected. Yeah, you cannot tell all 2 hours you read well. Yeah, yeah, but at least you ought to read something every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough, if we don't have a book reading habit, even if we have a book reading habit, management books are a bit dry also. While reading, it'll be a lot of theoretical content, but you can't consolidate it. This is what you're learning that you cannot. You cannot tell this is what I learned. If in chemistry or a math, you may have something to say. This is the equation I learned. This is a formula I learned. But here you will read a stakeholder management. They will tell engagement of stakeholder. They will tell salience model. You will learn it, but your brain cannot consolidate. Okay, these all I learned. That's a package. You won't get that feel. That's a big problem in this. So constantly listen to that audiobook. That is one way. What I used to do is I have some papers with me. I keep drawing and writing. If I read a stakeholder engagement, I even put a picture for that and put a drawing line of it. Whatever comes to your mind. It works better when you start writing more. Yeah, that's the best way of learning. Yeah. All right, good. So now quickly we'll get into the question paper also. We'll see the question paper. And before we go there, check with you. Is anyone here PMI-ACP exam? You're going for Agile Certified Practitioner. Do I have someone for Agile? Okay, then I think we can get to the question paper also. Shall I see some questions today to discuss? Yeah, I have brought some questions, some interesting questions, challenging questions. So I have some big questions today. Let's start with the question. I would expect you to follow some ways of reading. While reading the question, be careful enough to understand some keywords. Who is being targeted in the question? What is the tense of the question? Past tense, present tense, where it is happening. Is it happened or going to happen? And read the intensity of the question. Is this problem going to be a bigger problem for the project? Also read the last line of the question very much carefully, because in last line they have a ask, as a manager, what do you do first? As a team, what do you do? Kind of they ask the last line, very important one. And again, one important thing in a question is elimination technique. So look out for some of the answers, doesn't make sense at all. Move it out. When you follow this method, chances are good. On top of that, last few weeks, what we are learning is Agile or PMI mindset. When you say mindset, out of this question, what PMI is looking from me? I would expect you to focus while reading the question itself, think that what PMI is looking from me. If you can do that, I think you start getting better there. So I'll share the question now. Let's take a minute of time, think for it, and then give a good answer out of it. So let me share the question paper. Confirm you're able to see the question now.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, very good. Then let's go for it. Started getting alphabet. Let's give you seconds. I would expect more people to answer. So far, I got one person answered it. Give a few more seconds. Let everyone answer that. People in the YouTube, you can leave your answers in the chat box. Felix, I see a message in the YouTube. You can leave your answers. Seems a bit tough question, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Whenever it comes to two choices, people get stuck there. If it's a single choice, yeah, we could target it. Two is a bit tough. All right, let's go for the best one. I see answers coming up, and online, I see YouTube. I'm seeing answers coming up. I'm seeing two or three variety of answers. I'm seeing C and E as one of the choice. I'm seeing B and D as another choice. I see C and D as other choice. These are the answers I'm seeing here and also on the YouTube. So what I'll do is we'll go through this and understand the question better. Now, first, let's go through the question itself. So now, under a United Nations program, several countries will receive funding to establish wind energy generation. First question, is this a project started?
No.
So it's a future one.
Correct.
Going to be started. Okay, nice. So it's about the future, which means to establish, not started it. Okay, nice. Now, any interesting term in this couple of next lines which I have to observe? Any important word?
Overwhelm.
Stakeholder
Oh,
engagement.
well, okay, stakeholder.
They begin the stakeholder engagement.
Begin the stakeholder engagement, which means the project has not started, but the conversation has started. First of all, is it possible in a project you can, before even you actually start the project, can you have a conversation with the stakeholders? Is it possible? Should be, isn't it?
Yes.
Should be, right? So that's the whole purpose of the project management. If I'm going to do everything after the project started, yeah, you should also start looking for who are the key stakeholders, because we believe there is a charter and there could be some contracts. We start getting details, but they didn't explain much on this in this question itself. However, the question is expecting a stakeholder list, a stakeholder, stakeholders list 18 benefits they would like to see or get in the project. The project team is overwhelmed by the number of benefits requested. Why we have to overwhelm here? It's part of project management, right? You will get more details, more requirements coming in, but this gets a little panic here or overwhelmed. Wow, really this much things? Which two actions should the project team take? Now, when they say 18 benefits, how should we interpret this? Is it a requirement? Is it a deliverable? Is it acceptance criteria? What it is? How can we see this? Any thoughts? What do you call it as? Shall we call it as a deliverable?
Yes, because that is something the stakeholders are expecting from the project team.
18 benefits. 18 benefits project would like to realize. Outcome of the project should give 18 benefits, which can also be a deliverable, or which can also be an acceptance criteria, or something they feel that usable one, MVP kind of stuff. They didn't tell what model of project execution. That's not at all here, not needed also. Now, only the question is, which two actions should the project team take? We usually read the last line of the question carefully. Is it the manager's action or team's action? I think it's very evident, team's action. Now, which two actions should they take? When they say action to take, in the above three lines, which one looks a problem statement? In 3 lines in the question, which one is a problem statement? Which one could be a problem statement? Beginning stakeholder engagement. Is this a problem statement?
No.
So can this be a problem statement?
Yes, the project team is overwhelmed.
Offer benefits. That is 18 benefits requested. They're overwhelmed. So
Number
in a
of
situation,
benefits.
number of benefits, right? So let's imagine there is a project team here and they're receiving 18 different stuff. We don't know what way it is, but these guys are surprised. Wow, what's happening? Now, what to do with that? That's a question here. But we understood the project has not started, but there is an engagement conversation going on. But this is very much natural in the beginning of the project. More information will come in. Now, understanding this, now let's see what PMI is expecting from you out of this question paper, which means PMI mindset, what they're looking from you. Do they expect you should be a good schedule management person here in this question? Cost management, risk management, communication management. What actually they're looking here? Stakeholder. What would be an expectation here?
Effective stakeholder engagement.
Stakeholder. So message here is you should not get panic of coming items here, but how effectively can make stakeholder engagement, right? That is expected here. On top of that, maybe you can talk about communication also, if it is needed. But the primary goal, I can see it as a stakeholder engagement. Okay, let's see what all expected out of it. I'm putting some bullet points also added here. In the bottom, what you see. Collaborate with the stakeholder. This is one of the key term. This is a mindset expected from a PMI. They expect how do you evaluate, engage needs of the stakeholders or needs for stakeholders. Optimize alignment between stakeholder needs, expectations, and project objectives. You will also build a trust, influence stakeholder, accomplish objectives. How do you build trust? The more you listen to them, the more we are transparent with them, the trust gets higher. The more you listen, the more you are transparent. Now, in this question, they're looking your stakeholder efficiency, management efficiency, not as a manager, as a team. As a team. Now, keeping this in mind, now let's start with the elimination technique. Which one answer totally goes out? Which one you feel makes sense? Work iteratively or iteratively to incorporate stakeholder feedback and measure progress on benefits delivery. Why this is going out? Any idea? Why you don't want to feel this as a good answer?
We haven't reached there yet. We are about to begin the project, right? Like that step just talks about something, an ongoing task when the project work is in progress or the project execution is in progress.
Right. So I think this message helps us now. They are only in the stage of establishing. Now you're asking to work iterative to incorporate stakeholder. I think it's too far. It went too far there. So this goes out by that reason. All right. So we have to choose two choices. Even one, if you pull out, it's a big win for us because out of 4, we have to pick up 2. So far, I have not seen anyone chosen A, but I saw people choosing C, and I saw D, and some of them went to the B also. Okay, it's also there. So next 4 items are going to be competitive. Let's see if any other one item you feel close to go out. This can also go out. Any one of the item feels like you feel like, okay, I don't think this makes sense. You can move it out. Bit tough, huh? Okay, then let's put the answer like this. Which one looks the best one? It looks the most attractive answer.
C.
The work with the stakeholders to better understand their needs. Okay. Okay, I see many of them chosen C here. But why this could be a good choice? Better understand. What better understanding means? Any thoughts?
I mean, as the question states about being
Mhm.
overwhelmed by the sheer number of benefits, probably
Mm.
it would be better to understand why they have come up with so many number of benefits, what's the rationale behind listing the large number of benefits, and what is their expectation as a project success. And do we really need to have all those benefits as a final success measure of a project? So all that information can only come through stakeholders because they are the one who have given or listed the benefits for us.
I like the point. I like the point. Which means you want to understand more about why and what in detail.
Right.
Okay. I think this conversation can bring more trust at the stakeholder side also when you do this. Okay, nice. I understand this point. Should I talk with all the stakeholders in a project or specific key stakeholders? Mhm.
Yep.
Okay.
Assumption is all.
All. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Okay. So if they say in country A, a project team is assigned and they begin stakeholder engagement. The country A stakeholders list 18 benefits. They didn't mention who gave this 18 benefits. Is it some specific stakeholders or key? They didn't give anything. They say only country A. So for now, it looks open and broad, all. But when you look at the answer C, work with the stakeholders, not one person, to better understand the needs. Could be any key people. Yeah, we understand it. So C looks okay right now. Let's not conclude it. Let's listen to some other people. Like maybe I see Priya, you are the first person who opened the answer. Why you went with this particular answer, C and E? Any thoughts from you?
Yeah, Shri, because the question says the number of requirements are more and the project team is overwhelmed by the number of benefits. So they
Hmm.
need to understand clearly what the stakeholder want from the project. For that understanding, they need to discuss with the stakeholders. So here C, it suits well for these questions.
Okay. Okay. I see the point there. In E, what do you feel is the right point? When you say E could be a good answer.
After understanding the stakeholders' requirement, they need to define the success criteria as well. Hence, that's the reason C and E. But
Mm-hmm.
to be honest, for these questions, B, C, D, E all look similar. But the reason the project not yet started,
Yeah.
so I thought B and D will B and D can be eliminated because the project is still under discussion.
Okay. So core developing KPI doesn't make more value here. That's what you thought.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. But E, I'm seeing that it defines success criteria. Define here is elaborating the success criteria. So when they give a benefit, you want to talk to them. Can you explain more? So what do you mean by this? Can you give more details? That's what you're doing with the customer. And with the key stakeholder, they use the word key stakeholders. Okay. By this, at least we reduce it panicness. That's a feel I'm seeing from you, C and E. Thanks for that, Priya. Let me invite Dolly. Dolly, I'm seeing you're going with the B and D. You stick with this answer. You have any thoughts on that?
After seeing the details that you shared, I thought my answer could be wrong, but I had a view that creating a quality policy would help them to deliver uh, desired benefits, and that can be done with the help of the metrics. So that is something I had a view on it. And regarding KPIs, if we develop KPIs, then definitely that will again help stakeholders, I mean, the project team to actually complete the requirement that all the stakeholders are having. So yeah, I had that understanding due to which I selected D&D.
Got you. I got you. But preparing a quality policy, I'm just thinking, is it so early now, or maybe that may be a bit over now, overkilling, because now in the very beginning stage, they are engaging with the stakeholders, and some benefits being asked for. Now, when they say quality policy for the project, that could be even internal to your organization. When you frame a policy, what kind of quality standards should be followed? Should I go with ISO standards? Should I go with Six Sigma? And maybe benefits metrics, yeah, I'll sit with them. But policy definition, this 18 requirements or benefits coming up may not be solved because I form a quality policy. I feel a sentence like that, but still, thanks for the Dolly. I'll invite Praveen if you want to share something. Praveen, what is your thought with the B&D?
Shri, my thought regarding this quality policy will help this desired benefits, 18 benefits will for my project is required or not, and according to, so I will move forward. And for the co-develop, this key performance indicator will help us to this proposed benefits with the stakeholder, so it is achievable or not.
Okay, okay. So when they say KPI, what can be a KPI for if in case you want to think like that? Your project should go better if you put a KPI. Nice. But what is a KPI?
Means, those benefits, if I propose for my projects, then what will be their performance indicator? This is going good or wrong, or what kind of progress I will test during that KPIs, and it's feasible for my study or not. It's also indicate this 18 benefits for my study.
Okay. All right, all right. So looks like I'm seeing answers are going by measurable answer. If I see here, people are feeling that, hey, I want a measurable answer. But I'm also seeing from people saying that, you know what, Shri? First, I have to better understand what they ask because our team is a bit overwhelmed. So they really need to better understand what they're asking for. On top of that, I also hear that elaborate the success criteria. That is, give me more details about it so that we don't get much worried. I'm seeing that. I'm also seeing people going with the KPI, give some numbers. Give some numbers so I know that it's a measurable. Quite interesting question. Quite interesting question. Bit tricky question also. But A goes out because it's more of execution. And B is in the hang because it's talking about quality policy directly. I think it's too early to talk about a policy right now. Whereas the answer fight can be between C, D, and E. In this, I see a few of them into the C and E. In online, I'm seeing Felix says D, Supriya says D and E. Okay, looks like very high competition. Then let's see some ask from the answers. What is the answer here? So answers jumping to C and E. After discussion, some of you would found C is a better choice to start with, isn't it? C is a better choice, but the E and D is a bit a tricky part. I think most of you would have agreed C is a good start. Work with the stakeholder to better understand, because I want to reduce this attention in the room, so that I bring that better understanding. That's nice, but why D shot down, E won the game? Anyone could interpret on this? If you see here, the answer goes like this. Ensuring valuable outcome for stakeholder means maintaining a collaborative relationship that focus on value delivery. Establishing success criteria for benefits delivery, again with stakeholders, helps ensure their buy-in. So now let's look at here. More than a KPI, we are talking about establishing a success criteria. If they say we want Six Sigma standards and I want a product should be this requirement, this particular quality, when they give an acceptance criteria, A, B, C, D should be done. And that is a conversation I'm going to bring with my stakeholders so that I can reduce the tension between both the party. When I say the team is overwhelmed here I feel more of a collaboration is highly needed more than a number now. But definitely KPI helps. You can't deny that. But first, my road would be is to how to reduce this overwhelmed feel, for which I could see how much of conversation I can have with them to understand what they're looking for. The other options that could also be used, look at here, could also be used to keep the stakeholder informed, but they are not the method of for deriving value. So this could come as a secondary point. However, the primary point is I will sit with them to better understand. I will even understand the specific things about success criteria. When I do this, maybe part of that could be KPI. I may have part of that as a KPI, but my main goal is what actually you mean. What is success as per you? What are success criteria? Below this, I will bring OKR, KPIs, metrics, numbers, all will come in, but I'll first sit and talk with them what to do there. If you see in this both the answers, here they're talking with the key stakeholders. Here also they're working with the stakeholders to understand what they want. But you may, let me go back to the team here. People who say D, when you say code develop, what was your thought there? People who were in the D, when you say code develop, what you thought there? What was your thought process there? Will the team sit and work on the metrics together?
Oh, yes, Shri, because they have mentioned that it is for the purpose benefits with the stakeholders. So, having a conversation with them and then developing a KPIs will help to achieve the desired target.
Hmm. But on the first initial days before the project starts, do we have that much of clarity to derive the KPI? Or will it be a bit early?
A little bit early.
Bit early. Because I'm also skeptical between these two answers, D and E, because the D looks so smart way of giving the value, right? Specific, measurable. You give some numbers, it goes good. But the D, E is going more of elaborating the success criteria for the benefits. I would say D can be a subset of E. When I do sit and talk about criteria, I may even ask them what all you need. Can we give me some measurable values so that we can track it? Yeah. All right. One of the tough and bigger question to start the day. Oh my God, such a big one, man. Okay. Shall we take one more question?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see
Yeah.
let's see the other question. Here's another question. This time you people are so good. Only one answer you have to choose. Thank God. Supriya, you're seeing something in the YouTube. I'm reading a message. Okay, this time answer comes a bit faster. Nice to see that. D is alphabet. I'm seeing majority of them going with. Okay, let me give a few more seconds. When it comes to one answer, it's making easy, isn't it? Rather putting the two answers. Two answers makes life tricky. Nice. I'm seeing YouTube also. Chintan gives alphabet D. In YouTube also I'm seeing D is an alphabet. So majority of them going with the D or everyone is going with the D. Let's go. Let's give few seconds first of them answer. Meantime, let's see the question also. During a virtual team meeting with a customer, one team member is talking over others, making inappropriate jokes and eating on camera. Which approach should the project manager take? It looks more straightforward question. Is this a scenario happens only in the virtual, or is this possible even in your co-located work environment? Is the scenario it's only possible only before the camera? Could be in office also. Somebody's not really following the norms. I believe it's possible, right? Possible. Let's keep this question as it is. Now, question to you is which words or sentence I should focus, even though the question looks very small, which one I have to be very careful to watch out? What is the key thing in the question?
Virtual team meeting.
Virtual team. Okay. So virtual team should not take it as an advantage because they are sitting virtual, they can do anything. So this is not an advantage. And which approach should the manager take? All right, good. I'm seeing majority went with the D. Then let me ask this a question. Maybe let me invite someone. Ritu, I see you gave us as a D. Why D looks a good answer for you? If you want to
This
share.
is the general practice we are doing. If someone is doing this kind of behavior, we are doing a personal like a message to him or her. And basically, this meeting is with customers, so we need to be more careful.
Okay. Why not A? We can go for A, right? Ask everyone to turn off the camera. That can solve the problem.
So it depends the requirement. Like we are, if we are working in front of camera, or we are meeting with the customer in front of camera, so it is a requirement. So we cannot avoid to like face the camera that time, and we cannot say customer that we are like we will meet on off cameras. So I think D is the better option. C may be the option, but manager cannot take control because it will create more difficulty to him. So
Mm. Yeah, yeah. I see your point. I see your point. Which means in A, it's more of not collaborative in the sense
yes,
customer could not see your team members. And
correct. Basically, most of the time they are like they want the on camera meeting.
okay, yeah, I see the point. So what PMI would have expected us in this question? What is expectation here? What area is it? Is it a team management? If I put a PMI mindset, what area I should cover under red in the books for this area?
So
Should I be prepared for resource management? PMI mindset,
Leadership, communication.
communication. Okay.
discipline and communication. Both.
Have we read something called team charter?
Yes,
There is something called team charter. Under that, we have something called ground rules, right? Or
yes,
if I go by PMI ethics, PMI ethics, it talks about responsibility, if you remember. Responsibility, right? And there is one more word called respect. You respect yourself, you respect people around you also, isn't it? Now, by doing this behavior of a team talking over others and making inappropriate jokes, I think we are cutting this ethical behavior. right? And also we are not getting into the ground rules part. So if I read in PMI in this area, chances are I may be aligned. So what is expected from PMI? In this PMI, there is something called define team ground rules, communicate organizational principles with the teams and external stakeholders, establish an environment that foster adherence to the ground rules, adherence to the ground rules, and manage and rectify ground rule violations, manage and rectify. So this is from PMI mindset, okay? Where the PMI, this is what PMI expect from you. Through this question, what they want to understand from you is, are you aware of this? That's a question. Now, someone can comment like this. I have also seen like this. People make a light-hearted comment and try to ignore the behavior and continue the meeting. Have anyone seen this is also happening in the market? People make a soft, light joke and then move to next one. They don't want to
Yes,
get into, yeah, they don't want to hurt someone. They don't want to put into trouble. Have you seen this also happening?
yeah. Most of the time we are diverting from that joke to the business.
Exactly, exactly. So they will ask, hey, can you please, guys, switch on the camera? And there'll be pin drop silence, and the speaker will make a light-hearted joke and move forward. Have you seen that?
Yes.
And is this fine if a manager does like this in front of a customer? Light-hearted jokes or light-hearted comments and move forward. And ignoring the people behavior like this, eating food in front of the camera, not coming online, not following the terms. Can they do that?
We should not.
You should not, right? But if I do that, people think that manager is a micromanager or a harsh manager. That's also possible.
Yeah.
A bit tricky now, right? If somebody
Yes.
says no, everyone should be in the camera, you behave as a bad manager. If you make a light joke like this and leave it, that also doesn't go bad. Doesn't go bad. So ignoring is not always going to be good. So if I see the answer D, send a private chat message to the team member to turn off the camera while eating. At least by the time, keep the camera off and keep communications relevant. Then follow up with a face-to-face meeting. Look like this is going to be something follow-up, right, on the face-to-face meeting, which means I want to talk to you to understand whether you are you aware of ground rules. Are you aware of what should do or not do? I think there's going to be a conversation on this. I saw majority of them going with the D. Is any other thoughts? People went to the D. Why you thought D is a good answer? Uh-huh.
B and D are the possibilities, but in B we can go with the B. But in question it is mentioned that the meeting is happening with the customer.
Yeah.
So with the customer, so we cannot ignore or ignore that behavior. I mean, we have to ask the team member that you should follow the rules during when
Yep.
meetings are with the
Yep.
customers specifically. So D is the correct answer.
Okay. Okay. Sounds a good one. Let's then go and see the right answer. There it goes. D is the right answer. Now let's see why D is a good answer here. This team members are not self-aware, and the project manager should take immediate action, no excuse, during the meeting to stop the behavior that is creating a conflict and a potential risk with the customer present. This is a high risk. If I don't attend it, chances are it can go in wrong direction. The meeting should be able to resume as intended. Coaching after the meeting, look at here. Coaching after the meeting about appropriate behavior. Reinforce team's norms. Okay. Now, someone can question me, Shri, should I do this? I think this is part of team's culture. Or we call something as a retrospective. If you heard about something called retrospective, team has to look at ourselves how to behave better. But again, as a project manager, agile manager, scrum master, agile coach, you have your own norms of asking the team, are you guys aware of it? For which they say that ignoring the behavior is equal to doing nothing. Ignoring is equal to doing nothing. So the disruptive behavior will continue. I see often this is happening. Many managers feel that if I say, people may think bad about me. And in management and leadership, you cannot be a happy person for everyone. Sometimes you have to stop it and tell that things are not going in the right direction. and that should be given to the team, and they should understand the ground rules. Through this question, what PMI is expecting? PMI is expecting, are you aware of team charter? Are you aware of ground rules? Are you strong on your decision making, which means decisiveness? Can you make a decision and take a call and then have a conversation with them and make them to understand? Why? Because if I choose this answer, I am not a decision maker. Here, I'm trying to, at present, avoid any conflict by withdraw from the situation and give a light-hearted comment and move forward. By giving a light-hearted comment, I'm thinking that people will realize it. Unfortunately, in the world of management, light-hearted jokes and comment will not go. You have to stop and you have to tell them, guys, that's wrong. And you have to learn from the ground rules. That's an interesting question. How is the energy level? One more question. Shall we try one more question?
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go. Wow. There's some 3 answers you have to choose. That's bigger. This is going to be a bit tricky question. So use elimination technique in a better way. People in YouTube, let me see your answers. Okay. Answer starts coming out. Okay, Supriya from YouTube. A, B, and D. A, B, and D. I see one other answer, A, C, and D. So far the alphabets I got is A, I got it. I got one A, C, D. I also got one A, B, D. Okay. A, B, D. A, C, D. I'm getting a combination of A, C, D and A, B, D. E is going out. Okay, E people are throwing out. Let's give you seconds, rest of them answer. Rest of the people, I'm looking for your answers. Don't think much. It's okay. Give it a try. Sure, 3 answers a bit tricky. Okay, then let's start the conversation. I got E also. Wow, I got E as well. Look like I got the same all the alphabets. Going to be more tough now. I thought E will go away because most of them end with A, B, C, D. Now I got E also. Now I should start discussion like this. Let's look at the question. An agile project team is a facilitating 3 projects within an organization that has a fixed annual operational budget for the project. Which 3 options should the team consider using when creating vendor contract? Now, question to you: is this project started already? Is the project happening?
Yes, because it's they are facilitating those projects already. So it
Already in
indicates
place?
that yeah.
Okay. Okay. So in this question, what are the words I have to be a bit careful? Which words I have to be careful to watch out? One I
Agile
noted.
project and fixed
Agile
budget.
project. Okay. Very good. And I also marked this a fixed one. Okay. Nice. 2 things I got now. Any other thing I have to be careful? Okay, while reading this question, what a PMI is expecting from me? What is the PMI mindset? Which area I should have read?
Procurement management
There
or
you
vendor
go.
management.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I should have been good in vendor management, also procurement. Procurement or vendor. I should be prepared. So, oh, Shri, but I didn't read all the contract format. I don't think you have to strain too much. As you know, in vendor management, we have fixed budget or cost reimbursable or time and material. Most of your work is going to be in this area. Okay. But the point is that the Agile project team is a facilitating 3 projects, a facilitating. Okay. Fixed annual operating budget for the project. Fixed budget. Which 3 options should the team consider using when creating a contract? I think this is also important area. While creating the contract, what should I keep in my mind? When I sign or deal with somebody, what should I do? But keep in mind, Agile project. If you would have read the book of Rita or Pemba, or at least you read and understood what and how Agile project works, Agile project follows the same format of the traditional model in contracting, but there are some clauses introduced. When I say clause, some set of flexibility, because we know that Agile projects comes with some uncertainty. If you remember in the class, we should have learned an X and Y axis Stacy graph. If you remember from Stacy graph, here we have requirement uncertainty. Here we have a technology uncertainty, right? Which means here we don't know what to do. Here we don't know how to do. The uncertainty can be 100% here, uncertainty, because it is so broad. But over a period of time, it starts reducing. Maybe if I come here, it will be 25% uncertainty. When I say uncertainty, we don't know what you're going to do. If this is the case, when I'm going to sign a contract with the vendor, if in case I'm here in this place, uncertainty is very broad, it is unfair to make a fixed contract with rigid rules and norms. It's going to be very expensive for me. So I should be careful enough moment to read the question. Agility is given. I'm going to sign a contract. So what all I should keep in my mind so that we don't lose the business or I don't burn my finger. This is how our mindset should start. But she, you know what, in the book, I didn't read too much of Agile contracts. I'll say completely fine. But at least understanding the basic idea in Agile, everything cannot be fixed, frozen. If that's the case, now you have to go to elimination technique. Before you go to elimination technique, let's see from where this comes out. In Agile mindset, if you see, this is the vendor management section. What you see in the screen now is a vendor management session where you should be pretty aware of a plan and manage a procurement, the contracting part. You have to be in a position to define the resource, communicate resource requirements, manage suppliers contracts, plan and manage a procurement strategy. Yeah, develop a delivery solution. In fact, you will be somewhere here, plan and manage a procurement strategy. What kind of procurement I should do when it is an agile contract? Okay, now since I got all the answers are correct, A, B, C, D, E, I have all. It's going to be a bit tough for me now. Then let me start from something in the bottom. Rishikesh, I see your answer goes with the B, D, and E. What made you to think contingency is needed in this contract?
Yeah, I mean, even though I said B, D, and E, now I just feel it should be C, D, and E, but fine. I'll just first say about the contingency. Yeah.
Okay.
So since this is an agile project, we cannot, you said, you yourself said that, right? We cannot assume anything fixed. Things are
Yes.
going to be variable in nature. And even though we have a fixed annual budget, some
Mm,
portion of that can be kept aside as a contingency for the areas which cannot really be covered within their own budgeting uh, expenditures. So
Okay.
contingency can be used, and especially since this is agile, everything that has fixed
Uh-huh.
possesses a risk to.
Yeah, I see that. But the idea what I'm hearing from you is keep some budget if in case something happens. But
Yeah.
will you call this as a identified risk?
No, because when we say contingency, that is a budget that either can be used or cannot be used at all, right? It's not like a certain risk that you're going to face and you definitely need that much amount for that risk. So that's a
Hmm. Hmm.
contingency.
Hmm. I like your point. Let me poke in someone who is thinking in a different dimension. Is anyone here? Maybe I'll pull Rohan. Rohan, you didn't choose E. Why you ignored E? Any thoughts in your mind?
Sorry, yeah. I
Huh.
choose E because E is concentrating on financial planning part, and at the moment I'm talking about contracts. So I skipped E for that reason. I thought of skipping, or I skipped B as well, as B option is talking about fixed price contracts for all vendors. And as we are talking about agile projects, so yeah, will not go with the fixed price.
Okay. But you know what we hear from Rishikesh is I need some
Mhm.
funding kept as a reserve for me if something goes wrong. Bit
Con
tricky.
yeah, contingency fund. I have not selected the E. Contingency funding is whenever you have predicted some risk, means you, if you done some risk analysis and you have that in mind that may this risk may affect my project. At that time we are keeping the contingency funding, but here in the question nothing has been mentioned about the risk, and the budget is
Okay.
also fixed. So I have skipped the E option.
I see your point. Okay, so if I consolidate it, what I'm hearing is in risk we have two categories, right? One is known, unknown. I think you're talking about this one.
Yeah, yeah,
When I say known, unknown, I may know this risk will happen or may happen,
yeah,
for which I allocate some budget. This
yeah,
is
yeah.
known budget. And this is what contingency reserve is.
Yes.
So there is other category, unknown. That's a different story at all, totally
Yeah,
different story. Unknown, unknown. So this is blank paper, white paper, nothing is there.
yeah,
So, but there will be a cap money allocated by the company, but we're not talking this at all. So we're talking contingency reserve. So the message here is you need a set of risk should be discussed, and for that only you can allocate fund. You cannot just keep a fund for it openly.
yeah.
Okay, I see that point. Nice, interesting. Then I'll keep E. Uh, Rishikesh, I'll come to E again. Um, Now I could see majority of them went with the alphabet A. A looks a so favorite answer for most of you. One of you want to say why A looks the most interesting answer? Master Service Agreement. Why A looks a more interesting one in this whole question? Maybe Praveen, I see you answer with the A, C, and E. You want to say why A is a good answer for you?
Yes, Shri. As this project is agile, but some part of this project may be fixed when we starting project with the defined scope. So we need some fixed items, and we have agreement for that. So it's-
Nice, huh? Nice. Somewhere in the class or in the book also we learned in Agile, we can go with a fixed price contract or we call as a hybrid contract where we want to have a contract, but that doesn't mean I should lock all the parameters. I can put one master level agreement or a contract where I can tell this portion can be fixed and some portion can be variable. So I can have a variable items. So I will have fixed, I will have variable items. Is this what you're telling, Praveen? Dividing into
yes, yeah. And in this is a agile project, and as organization has fixed annual operational budget, and in agile maybe some variation occur after the initiation of project and may require funds. So I suppose to we have some contingency fund to assess this risk and mitigate also.
you feel contingency is needed.
Yeah, because this is
Uh,
the fixed annual operational budget. After that, we don't have the option of increasing budget and all.
Okay. We are facilitating three projects and you want three vendors coming in. Okay. I'm seeing funding is needed if in case risk happens. Okay. Nice. Huh? It's getting interesting. He's coming up more interesting. Rex, I see you jumping in right now. So I'm going to invite you. Rex, you were given C is also a good answer. Why C looks a good answer for you? Your answer goes A, C, D. Anything you want to say about C? Okay, then I leave it with you there. Then I'm moving to the next answer, D, statement of work for each vendor. How important this SOW is?
Actually, I think I wasn't muted. I was talking on muted. Okay. The SOW is important because SOW is going to only tell the vendor, there won't be any confusion if there is a clear SOW, that the vendor will know exactly what he wants. If you leave it open-ended, if the SOW is not very crystal clear, then it will lead to litigation, it will lead to fights, say, no, this was not what I expected at this. So SOW is absolutely necessary, whatever be the agreement, whether it is a fixed or variable or whatever, SOW is the most important thing, at least per vendor.
Okay,
And
okay.
you were asking about C. So the variable items, see, if it is a variable items which are there, a schedule of services is just that he is going to give what at what period. We may not need everything together. So we make an item that out of 10, he will supply 3 in the first month, 4 the next month, like that, on particular dates.
Okay, okay, I see you. So when you go for a fixed price contract, I believe D should be needed. Without SOW going with a fixed, going to be challenging. If a company is going for MSA, Master Service Agreement, I'm sure they should also be clear enough what is SOW. Without SOW, you cannot go with a fixed price contract. All right.
Correct.
And, but again, we are not giving you fully fixed. It's we capture with the fixed price for particular item, particular area, fixed items. The rest of them, we're keeping it loosely connected, which you mean that it's going to be dynamic. For example, if there is a Wi-Fi based, a new printer machine is coming up in the system. Okay. I want to come up with a new printer, a big printer, 3D printer, Wi-Fi and AI based 3D printer. I need a machine. I need computers. I need a vendor who supply the spare parts for the 3D printer. And I may need some suppliers also. So I have a mix of things going to come up. So first I'm hearing here is have a clarity of SOW. The statement of work is very much clear. We can start. But someone in this room can question me, Shri, when you say SOW is to be stronger, why can't I go with a full fixed price contract? Why you're going with the choice A? I can go with the choice B. But the message here
Because
is, Mhm.
the question says agile project. So you
Ah.
don't know your scope, you don't know your records, it might change.
Okay, so that's a trick, huh? An agile. The moment you read the word agile, you got a trick. Okay, I see your point. So even the SOW is clear, statement of work is clear, which means in the statement of work, there could be some portion which is going to have some gray areas, which means I need clarity. I will get clarity as the project progresses, not right now. So even though D is must needed, D does not confirm we'll go with answer B. Okay, I'm seeing that. And the people are saying that, okay, I will have SOW, but I'll split into two. I will do A, master agreement. I will do with a C, some of the areas I don't know, where I keep agility on. Nice, nice. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, but let me ask this question with Ritu. Ritu, I see your answers going with the A, B, C. Huh?
Yes. So my thought was first thing master service agreement we will do, and second fixed price contract as we have a fixed annual operation budget. So
Ah,
there should be a fixed price contract, but at the same time we need something variable. So the third option I selected schedule of service for variable items because we are working on agile, so we should
okay,
be. So
okay.
that was the thought behind this.
But if you see A and B, is it clashing with one another? A says capture the fixed items as one agreement, and again
Yes.
the fixed contract for all vendors.
Mm,
Is it anything clashing there between two? Look like both are close to each other.
yes. Yes.
Okay,
Maybe.
okay, okay. Now, this question should answer means provided we should have read this book in Rita or Pembok. There is a chapter called Vendor Management or Procurement Management. Here we have some contracts explained. We know there's a traditional contract. In traditional contract, we have three varieties: fixed price, cost reimbursable, time and material. If I go fixed price in a plan-driven project like a construction project, nothing to worry. You straight go answer D, look out for statement of work, and then you go with answer B, fixed price contract for all vendors because I know what to do. Rightly said here, we have a but agility given there. The moment agility comes in, the purpose of coming to agility is we learned something called a Stacy graph where X and Y axis. In X axis, we say technology uncertainty, and in Y axis, we say requirement uncertainty. When two uncertainties are there, then only I'll come for agile. Okay, keeping that in mind. However, SOW will be there. If I want to come with a 3D printer, a big printer of 14 feet high, a big printer, something I'm going to do. I am aware of what to do. SOW is there. But in SOW also they write it down. A clause will be written mentioning saying that, hey, we will not go with the fixed price full contract. So we'll go with the A. A talks about master level service agreement, which is some areas which I'm very much clear, hardware related or licensing related. I'm very much clear. That portion I will go with the fixed contracting, signing there. So what will happen to the remaining part? The remaining part, the book or agile book says that you keep it as a flexible one. So what do you mean by flexible one? Which means you don't want to tightly couple that contracting. You keep it free enough because the requirements may be dynamic and the market trend could change. So I don't want to sign a contract and then I have to rework on the contract. For example, in a 3D printer, I'm coming up with a new technology or a software development. Okay. We plan something to do in the month of November. When I'm coming close to November, in the market, there is a new tool available, which is buy. You don't need to make any software. You can buy that in the market, which is a less expensive, also has a better life. Now, what I will do here is I'll make my variable contract saying that Now let's change this portion. We don't want to sit and develop the software itself, which is 8 months. Rather, we'll buy this a piece of work from the market, which will be maybe 2-3 weeks of time. Implementation, testing will go another 5 weeks. On top of that, you can develop something, which means you keep your contract bit flexible enough so that you can shape up your contracting. But Shri, is it risky, expensive? Yeah, they're aware of it. The moment you know Agile, they know that certain areas are uncertain. Anything can happen. So that portion, they keep it open. This contract, if you want to do, you both the company should have maturity. If it is not matured, then there's a problem. They both have the maturity that what is master level agreement or master service agreement. Below this, what portion can be flexible enough. This is a part of your RITA 11th edition book or PMBOK book. Read Agile contracts. In Agile contracts, you will learn few more things like the moment the value is realized, we will stop the work. Which means if a project work is happening, I don't want to do 100 items. When I come to 80 items, that is 80% is completed, the sponsoring company can say, let's stop here. Which means there also I give variable orbit flexibility, they can stop. For that reason, agile contracts don't go too much tight nor too much flexible. So some portion can be fixed so that you don't burn your finger. And beyond that can be flexible. So answer goes with the ACD for that reason to keep some flexibility. Was it a nice question? Good amount of reading is needed here. Okay, then I'll give a pass here. All right, coming back. So today we saw some 3 questions. Do you remember what topics these questions you covers after listening to the question? What are the topics it covers, today's question?
Stakeholder management.
Stakeholder
management, stakeholder,
Charter, vendor management.
procurement.
Exactly. So stakeholder management, we talk about team charter and team management, ground rules, procurement or vendor management. By reading this, by reading these chapters, chances are you may get knowledge, but see, only this is sufficient. I would say not needed. You have to go to other areas also, like you should know risk management because I should know what is the unknown. I should know what is a known unknown. What kind of risk I should understand it. I should also be aware of communication management, how to keep people informed. So again, today's question, I would say even though it's a stakeholder, even though it's a vendor, I should also be aware of certain other chapters also. Good. All right. That's a great Sunday now. I saw a few more people join here. Anyone here close to the exam? You have some questions related to exam?
Yeah, I'm writing tomorrow.
Yeah, Rex, all set, huh? So what time is the exam tomorrow?
5:30 in the evening, 5:30 to 10.
What is the time zone? Where are you?
I'm at India, Bangalore. It's 4:30 now.
Okay. So
4:20 now.
is it online exam, Rex?
Online at the center.
Oh, in center. So they are open 5:30. They're open. Centers are open.
Yeah, 5:30 to 10. That was the only slot I got in
Wow.
this.
I've already heard, man. This is a new time slot I'm hearing. 5:30 to late. It's pretty late for them also, right? They close the office pretty late. Nice, nice. In a way, it's good for you. You can close your exam, celebrate evening, go home and sleep well. Huh? Okay, good. Did you check your ID cards? Spelling, name spelling, and other parameters.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So we'll do one thing. Let's get on a short call after this meeting so that
Yeah,
I
okay,
can.
sure.
Okay. Give me a message on WhatsApp. We'll connect after this call.
Yeah, sure.
Fantastic. That's Rex getting the exam. All right, good. Then thanks all for the participation on this Sunday prayer and people watching from YouTube. I see Supriya is more active in YouTube. Supriya, Abdul, Sony, Felix, yeah, Chintan. Thanks for all the participation. Stay connected and we'll connect again by next Sunday with new more questions and some topics. Until then, people preparing for the exam, keep up your momentum. And one thing, keep in mind, this exam is not a tough exam, but it needs some sort of a focus and some sort of a broad thinking. So stay confident, keep moving towards your goal. We'll catch up again by next Sunday prayers. Until then, bye bye. Catch you soon.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.